We just put it out on Monday, and people are very responsive to it.
Oh,
Why do you think that? Why do you think that is?
well, within the context of the show, the song is a little deeper because it's really a great song of manipulation on the Bloody Mary
Yeah.
character side. But just listening to the song itself, maybe what's speaking to people right now is
Mm.
that it's Bali Ha'i is a place that we all yearn for, that magical place where your dreams are answered and fulfilled. And there's something good at the end of the search waiting for you. So, hope, I think, it's the hope that's written into the song. Of course, also the story takes place in 1942 and 1943 during World War II. It's about a woman that is a survivor. She has to make a living any way that she can. So everything that she owns is very important. Making money, every single penny is very important. But the most important thing to her is her daughter. That's her most treasured belonging. At the same time, there is a realistic search for her daughter to have a better life, which I think is universal. No matter where you are, in what caste in life you are, you want your child to have a better life than you. And the most important thing that she wants is her daughter to be taken care of, to not have the life that she's led. But really, deep down inside, Mary wants her to be loved. And she sees Lieutenant Cable, and he looks different and he acts different, and it's almost like he walks out of a dream cloud, and she knows in her gut this is the one. And if he just buys into this story, and that's what Bali Ha'i is all about, just listen to me and listen to this picture that I'm painting for you, and your life will be beautiful if you just love her.
Yes. But we had an interesting conversation because where people have been asking for the subtitles, because as you know, listening to music, it's really difficult to follow accurately the words. And particularly, I mean, we did some Sondheim, ragtime, things like that, that really helpful to follow the lyrics. Bali Ha'i, most people know them.
Right.
But we found ourselves in a situation where we were conflicted because we got the subtitles out with the pidgin English subtitles that Hammerstein wrote and that you perform accurately. And we thought, is there something off about this? And it's the reason I called you, because I said, I don't want to put this out there without you saying this is what you should do. Can you tell us a little bit your feeling on her characterization, the way she speaks, and why we should honor that?
Sure. Well, again, being raised here in Hawaii, we speak a pidgin English, which is a mixture, all these colloquialisms that we've learned from all the different cultures that have come to Hawaii, that came here to work the land and pick the pineapple and the sugar cane. And so when all of these different cultures were mixing up, working in the plantations, they'd sit down and they'd have lunch together, which evolved in what we call in Hawaii mixed plate, which is everybody brings food from their culture. So you'll have, Portuguese bean soup and noodles from the Asians, and adobo chicken from the Filipinos. Well, as well as bringing these foods, they all brought words, and nobody spoke each other's language. So everybody takes different words and we've mixed them all up. So to this day in Hawaii, we use words that are Japanese or are Chinese, are Samoan, all mixed up in our language, and we all understand it because it's the cultures and what we're surrounded in. Well, likewise, Bloody Mary, who is Tonkinese, was an area that we know now as Vietnam. Back in that time, there was the French had colonized Vietnam, and they brought workers from Vietnam to work in these South Pacific islands. And again, you're getting people that didn't speak each other's language, and she's trying to understand it. James Michener and Oscar Hammerstein, as they were writing the lyrics for this song, they took all of that into consideration. And Bloody Mary speaks in a broken English. She does not speak perfect English. So they wrote the lyrics very much the way that she would speak. And I think through the years, many people, when you hear it, when you speak English, when that's your first language, you hear it, your brain automatically corrects the words because it doesn't make sense. We would not say um, the shining sea. We would say the shining sea.
Mhm.
Well, we would, but Bloody Mary wouldn't because this isn't her land. This isn't her language. Many people think that it's a very dated show, but in actuality, everything that the story talks about, war, fighting in another country, racism, um, love, all of that is current. It's absolutely current all these years later. It's still happening. We're having this on a daily basis, daily conversations.
Absolutely. I remember when we did it here, many people came up to me and said, I don't remember South Pacific being so much about race. Did you put new stuff in it? I said, this is exactly what they wrote. You are more in tune. When you saw it as a young person, you weren't in tune with this. Now you're seeing and hearing really what they wrote. And it
Right.
feels contemporary. You're absolutely right. It feels really contemporary.
Right. I think most people, when they think back to the movie, which is what most people reference in their minds, they
Yeah.
get caught up with dancing sailors and
Yes.
Billis in a grass skirt
Yes.
and Bloody Mary being cute, and they don't really realize how deep the story goes in actuality, and the fact that it's all based on racism. Both of the dual love stories are both dealing with racism
Yeah.
and dealing with races in the way that they were taught to deal with them, not following their heart, not listening to the person that they're falling in love with, but instead listening to the voices, like as you had said in the song, you've got to be carefully taught. Not listening to their hearts, but listening to the voices that have told them instead. And
Yeah.
none of us were born with racism. We know we weren't born to hate. We weren't born with that in our heart. You have to be taught those things. As we were seeing again on a daily basis, every single day, it's as current as our breath.
Bali Ha'i.